Well, I'm so excited to be here tonight and talk to you all about RYLA. So, RYLA stands for Rotary Youth Leadership Academy. So, this year we are hosting the 39th annual RYLA Symposium, which will be held December 1st through the 3rd at the Skelton Conference Center. We typically try to secure the same time frame each year, so it's always the first weekend in December. Who do we target? We target high school sophomores, juniors, and seniors. We've had some questions about, are the sophomores, mature enough to go? But we it does give us a good diversity and a good inclusion of different high school students, and it has worked really well. So, what is our focus? So, the focus over the weekend, they come up on a Friday morning. We usually get started about 1 o'clock and they finish up on Sunday. So, the focus is really about leadership skills, building character, teaching service, and communication and collaboration skills. This year, we do have a new website, which I think has been helpful in providing information to the clubs, to the students. Some of the questions that I received last year is, we had students coming, they really didn't know what RYLA was about because if you think about it, the last time we had RYLA before last year was 4 years ago. So they really didn't have anyone in the schools to help them articulate what RYLA is about. So this website goes over what the Rotary clubs need to know, what kind of students are we looking for, what the application process looks like, transportation, but it also provides some information for students, what to expect, what that code of conduct looks like, chaperone information, and then sponsorship information. We do request and we do send out a lot of information to help build sponsorships to keep the pricing low for the students. So this is a great resource. And if you go to RYLA, district7570.org, that will take you directly to this website. Additionally, we have made all the applications online this year. So the student application is all online, the chaperone application and the application for the four-way test is all online. So that will help the process as well. So this is just kind of a draft agenda, what we look for. When the kids start, they start about 1 o'clock on Friday. And the first thing we do is we break them out into groups and we do a finding your personality, otherwise known as true colors. So they spend about two or 3 hours there kind of building those friendships, learning collaboration skills, and then that evening, we take them to the dining center at Virginia Tech to give them an experience of being on a campus and being around college students. And then we walk over to the Squire Student Center, which is a fabulous environment where the kids they can go bowling, they can play pool, and it gives them another opportunity for them to get to know each other. In the morning, we start pretty early. It starts about 8 o'clock. So in the morning is focused on short breakout, talking about the focus areas of Rotary, talking about service, leadership. I am super excited this year because through Michael Williams, who's in the Warren Club, we've been able to bring in Rotary International President-elect Stephanie Urchik. She is going to be the keynote speaker for the youth Saturday morning. That is just tremendous to think that we're going to have a Rotary International President-elect at RYLA this year. So a lot of what we've been working on has been planning around her visit. She's going to be there Friday night, so we're going to have some exposure with her on Friday night. Saturday, we do a Rise Against Hunger event, which I can say that's probably one of the most favorite things the students have talked about, really understanding service above self, understanding where those meals go. So there's a long explanation about, what happens when the meals are packed, who it goes to, and they actually find out, when they pack those meals, who's going to be receiving those meals. So it's a great exposure to service for those kids. Saturday night, we have a formal banquet, gives the kids an opportunity to dress up. They'll hear a keynote speaker, and then there's dancing, and it's a fabulous time. Now, after a day and a half, they've gotten to know each other, they build some friendships, they're very comfortable with each other, and now they have a chance to kind of get relaxed and dance, and they enjoy the night. Sunday, we do some reflections. We talk about next steps. So after the weekend, what are the kids going to take back with them? What are they going to take back to the school? What are they going to take back to their interact classes? And what are some things that they can do in the community to help them? So also part of RYLA is the RYLA four-way test speech contest. This is free for all the students to apply, but they must attend RYLA. So this is where they present a no more than 6-minute persuasive talk about things that are going on in their, in their school, in their home. A lot of times it's dealing with peer pressure, how to promote ethical standards, and it's all based on that four-way test. So the students submit video applications. There's a committee that reviews them, and then we select the top five. Those 5 students at RYLA, they present live to the entire audience, and the peers, the youth, are the one who select the top 3 winners. And those winners receive a 700, a 500, and a $300 scholarship. Transportation is typically provided by the clubs. So the club will find someone in a Rotarian or maybe a school official who's willing to transport those students. Um, the parent can transport them, but the student is not allowed to transport themselves. Now, anyone that's transporting the student, except for the parent, of course, does have to get a background check. And that's a absolute requirement, and it has to be a background check through Rotary. So in the past, we've had some questions from, school officials, that have to go through their background check, but this is different, and they are required to do a background check through Rotary. Chaperones. So chaperones are such an important part of this whole event. So we try to get about 20 chaperones to assist for the entire weekend. They need to be there by 1 o'clock on Friday. They stay overnight at the Skeleton Inn and they participate in all the student activities. And then they have to stay there until Sunday. Part of their responsibilities, they will be given about 10 or 15 students that they're just going to kind of keep an eye on. They do bed checks to make sure that the kids, are going to bed and they're staying in the rooms at night. And then throughout the day, they just, if there's things that have to be done. This is a fabulous opportunity for a lot of these Rotarians that may want to get a little bit more involved with RYLA that have never been there. It is a lot of fun. These kids are amazing. So anyone that's interested in participating as a chaperone, I highly encourage them to do that. It is $325 for a single occupancy, but if there's a chaperone that wants to share a room with another individual, they can do that, and that'd be $225. In most cases, the clubs are responsible for paying for those fees. Club information, the cost is $325 for the student. The club covers the entire cost of RYLA. So students are not expected to pay for anything. And the clubs are also responsible for taking care of the transportation. So if the student does not have a parent who's able to transport them up, the club needs to find someone, a Rotarian, who's willing to do that. And then for the exchange students, it's $225. The application deadline is October 16th, and that's a pretty firm date because we have to confirm all the rooms and we have to confirm the reservations with the Skeleton Inn. And then we do have a set time of October 31st is the last day that an applicant can kind of change their mind on whether they want to go or not. Sponsorships, as I mentioned, we do rely on a lot of sponsorships from clubs, from individuals. So we try to raise about $3,000 in sponsorships to help provide for some of the activities that we do at RYLA, and that helps reduce some of the costs for the clubs. So right now, we have a $1,000 sponsorship from Warren County Rotary Club. And, that information is available on the website if you want to know how you can participate. We also allow just friends of RYLA. So if you want to just help out with $20 or $30, we certainly appreciate that. And that's a great way to get involved with RYLA. We also started a new program this year called Fund a Student program. So we do have a lot of clubs that are very interested in RYLA, but they just can't find students that are interested in going. So if they're willing to help fund a student that another club can sponsor, that's an excellent way to get involved with RYLA because that student then will be required to come do a presentation for your club and get involved with your club. So again, that cost would be $325. One thing I will mention that's a little bit of a misconception is most of the students that go to RYLA are part of Interact. but they do not have to be an Interact student. So we do have a lot of high schools that don't have an Interact club. And if you're interested in helping with the program and sponsoring a student, and if you know someone, you reach out to the school, reach out to the guidance counselor. If you find someone who really would fit well with this program, I encourage you to have them apply, and just know that they don't have to be part of an Interact club. So my contact information is out here. You can call me, you can email me.